Hey everyone, welcome back to HHWJ. We have one of my favorite people in the world, Anthony Tocco, here with us today. Hey Anthony.
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
Hey, you're welcome. So Anthony is very, very nervous about
so
the podcast.
nervous.
I don't know what to do with my hands right now.
He's like sweating and he's on his, I think, is that your fourth beer or your fifth beer?
Fourth.
Gotcha,
Fourth
gotcha.
beer.
He has 2 PBRs in front of him, so he's excited.
Yes,
Double
I am.
fisting. What's up, Anthony?
How you doing, Dave?
Welcome to the show, bub.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank yous
Thank
for having me.
Thank yous for having me.
And then Tommy's driving in, but he's with us. Hey Tommy.
Hey,
What's up, buddy?
checking out the market down here in Madison Heights.
Ooh. How is it?
You know, there's some neighborhoods that are absolutely like just beautiful, well kept, brick, like 1,100 square foot, just gorgeous little homes and neighborhoods in Madison Heights.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's some good little pockets of Madison Heights. Speaking of that, Dave and I were talking earlier. What's everyone feel about the market right now? Do we feel like it's slowing down?
In regards to what? Listings?
Yeah.
Depends what market we're in. Depends on what price point.
We're listening.
I would say right now, there's a lot of buyers, of course. Interest rates are still low, of course. I would say a lot of the houses that are at a certain price point above, maybe 300 plus, are sitting a little bit longer than we would like. So is it slowing down? I would say a little bit, yes.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't know. We take listings all the time, right? And then sometimes they sit in the market. We don't get the activity we want, and we scratch our heads. But you know, looking at just if you look at the trends, if you look every single year, it's the same exact thing. It slows down right around this time for a little bit, and then it picks right back up. So who knows what's coming? Who knows what's going to happen? But right now, yeah, I'd say it's slowed down a little bit. To me, it feels like it anyways.
Yeah, I would have to agree. In the last couple weeks, I've probably had more price reduction conversations than I've had in a year. So everyone loves me right now.
Not really.
Yeah.
Tommy.
But you know what's crazy is we're gonna see more of a influx of buyers though. There's gonna be another wave of buyers just because rates have come down so much that people that couldn't buy can buy, and people that were going to buy at 100 or 120 are now going to be able to buy at 150, 175 because of rates. Like there's a weird thing going on with rates right now. Rates have, like, people are talking about negative interest rates in the United States. That's never been talked about before.
Right.
So,
and from like the mortgage side for you,
the lower-
Tommy, people who bought in February, March, April of this year, we're seeing a lot of them refi already, right?
well, yeah, refi apps are up huge. I mean, I just refied myself. I went from 4.75 to 3.625 and
Jeez.
took 10 years off my mortgage, and my payment went up by $130.
Wow.
So it's like, just take advantage of the rates. But we're in real estate, right? So refis don't matter, but I feel like there's going to be even more buyers on top of this lack of inventory. It's going to get really weird.
So inventory's still low. There's an influx of buyers. To me,
On top of all of the buyers that have been already.
on top of all the buyers that are already there, there's talks of recession and this and that and inverted yield curves and blah, blah, blah. To me, that just tells me that we're in for another few years of a lot of high demand for homes, right? For housing. Am I gauging that right, Tommy?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think so, but it's crazy, man. Like I started writing mortgages in 2006, and rates had that crazy drop in 2008, right, during the crazy financial thing.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's always said that. People are like, God, are they got to go up eventually, but no, they just keep going down, and it's really weird.
We shall
Never
see.
been a better time in history to buy a house or borrow money, actually.
Borrowing money is really cheap nowadays.
I love
Yeah.
borrowing money. It's my favorite thing to do. All right, moving on. Back to you, Toke.
Oh,
What is so everyone knows who you are. Most people that are listening to us work for Real Team, and
Okay.
when I say most people, I mean
all of them.
100% of the people listening to us right now
Okay.
work for Real Team.
Awesome.
So I think for the most part, everyone knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
They know that you cry a lot.
I don't
You cry quite a bit.
Sure.
Yeah, you're pretty emotional.
Passionate.
Passionate
There
is
you
the
go.
word I'm looking
Mhm.
for.
That's the one.
And you're just a big old teddy bear.
Mhm.
But what's your actual role in our company?
Well, that's a great question. My role is to oversee appointments for the company. I help manage the inside sales department for Real Team.
Can we go back? Toko, can we go to your actual title? Your current title is?
My current title is I'm the director of listing production. So I am overseeing live listings for the company. I am overseeing store goals for live listings, setting goals for live listings every single month, trying to find where we're at every single month for live listings to attain our goals every single month to ultimately hit my personal goal of hitting 100 live listings at Real Team.
So let's go back to you said you oversee appointments and you oversee listings. Like what does that mean? Because I feel like a lot of people that in our company they don't really know like what that looks like for you. So like what do your days look like?
Well, I mean, every day I'm in the office by 7:40, 7:45 to get ready for the day at 8 o'clock to be on the phones. And the reason why we're on the phones at 8 o'clock is because we need to set as many listing appointments as possible. What I mean by setting listing appointments, I mean by having people actually want to sell their house or engaged on having us over to let them know what their house is worth and what to walk away with and ultimately put a game plan in place to find their next house. That's my job and every ISA's job to do when 8 o'clock hits. I ultimately want to focus on having agents set appointments for themselves to not only just appease us for appointments, but for them to set themselves up for future success. Because there's a lot of times you see a lot of newer agents looking for the right now stuff, and just being in the database the way I am right now, I'm seeing a lot of people missing opportunities on some leads that are some nurtures and follow-ups within 6 to 12 months out. But mainly when I talk about I oversee appointments and listings, I gauge company appointments. Our goal is 40 appointments every single day. And the reason why it's 40 appointments, because if we hit 40 appointments every single day, it averages up to 100 listings a month.
Okay. What do you do to influence those numbers?
Well, I have an ISA in every store: Oak Park, St. Clair Shores, not Southfield yet, Auburn Hills, Shelby, and I just said them all already right now.
Yeah, you did.
So I said them all.
Yeah.
We make sure that we influence the buzz in the office. I want to make sure the ISAs, the inside sales agents, are influencing the 8 a.m. to the 9 o'clock buzz in the morning to impact dials, because we have a really good appointments, or we set a lot of appointments in the morning at 8 a.m. As much as people don't believe that people like to talk in the morning at 8 a.m., believe it or not, they do. And ultimately, our goal is to have agents get in the door from these appointments that our ISAs are setting.
Gotcha. So you just used the word buzz a few times, and I feel like we all use that word a lot. But I feel like there's probably a good amount of our newer agents that really don't know what that means or what that looks like. So like when you say there needs to be a buzz, what does that look like? What does that feel like? What do you mean?
It's a great question. What I mean is that everyone is on the same task in the morning. When you have everyone on the same task, which is what we do in the morning, is we prospect in the morning. We prospect for listing appointments. We prospect for buyers. We clear out P1s, P2s. If you have everyone in the office doing the same thing, you're going to hear it. You're going to feel that buzz, right? Everyone in the office is working together. It's kind of just like when being on a football team, right? When everyone knows the same play, knows the same routes, knows the same cadence, all that stuff, everyone's gelling together, you're going to be unstoppable.
What's your favorite football team?
It's a tough question.
Answer the
Adrian
question.
College Bulldogs.
Pro.
I'm going to say Lions.
Me.
I know. But at heart, I'm a Tom Brady Patriots fan.
Hey,
Let's go Browns.
Baker.
Oh, come on, man. Bandwagon fan
I
time
know.
over there. Hey, speaking of appointments.
I mean, are you guys going down to opening day for the Lions?
No.
Well, Tom's going to opening day for the
I'm
Browns.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're going down to Cleveland?
Go Browns. Go Browns.
Why don't you go ahead and move on down there too, Tommy, while you're at it?
OBJ.
Don't leave me.
Respect.
I'll open a real team office in Cleveland.
There you go. That sounds kind of sexy. Real team Cleveland.
I think it sounds dusty.
No. We gotta stay in Michigan.
Hold on. Before you move on, I've got a question for you.
Okay.
So Monday, we said how many appointments, Anthony?
52.
52 appointments.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie led the charge with 10 appointments with for sale by owners.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
That's 10 separate appointments. Jamie,
Yes.
that's the first time, I think, in company history where someone set 10 appointments with 10 separate people. So what happened? Like, how did you do that?
I mean, I didn't do anything special. So I talk to people about it all the time. So I don't do anything crazy. We all know that generally my ratio from contact to set is pretty high. But I'm ADD, so I get really fucking bored. So generally I am on the phone for a half hour. I set a couple appointments and I call it quits. And I was
It works.
It works. I was in the office with Danny, and I made him pull out my script and call Fizbo's with me. And so I just didn't want him to fucking set an appointment before I did. So I just kept going. I sat on the dialer for, I don't know, an hour and a half. So I didn't do anything more besides time on task. That was it.
Right. So you just ran the script.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people all the time. It's not, I just know the script. I've worked the
It's
same
ignore
script.
pivot.
It's ignore pivot,
The-
right.
The whole script is ignore pivot. It's just questions. You get an objection, you say a response, you ignore, and you go to the next question.
Right.
And you just see how far you can get.
All right. I'm going to throw you an
Brilliant.
objection, Tommy. I want you to respond.
Okay.
You're calling Fizbo's, and I'm the Fizbo, and I say, what do you want, Tom? Do you have a buyer? You have a buyer you want to show the house?
Absolutely, Dave. I have a plethora of buyers. Are you looking to sell, obviously?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your goal? What are you trying to do?
Sell the house
Why?
because I want to move on.
Where are you going?
Cleveland.
You going to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Why are you going to Cleveland?
Because did you see the new roster on the Browns roster? It's,
They're
it's
good.
really
They're good.
incredible.
Well, let me ask you this, Dave. Do you have to sell or do you just want to sell?
Bold.
Yeah. Just got to be ballsy, right?
Mm.
That's what it comes down to.
But I think we're missing one thing with Jamie's setting 10 appointments. I think it's fantastic that she did it. It's great. 10 different people, right? And I talked about this in St. Clair Shores today. And I saw this yesterday when I was watching a documentary on the Patriots. You know, they talked about confidence comes from what? Confidence comes from where?
Repetition.
Repetition is close.
Knowledge, experience,
Preparation, right?
preparation.
So McDaniels, the offensive coordinator for the Patriots, was talking about the Falcons and how they went into overtime, 2 years ago, right?
Super Bowl.
And he said the same thing that he said about going into overtime with the Rams. He goes, when we were going into overtime, we felt very confident if we got the ball first, we were going to score, right? Mm-hmm. And he said it again in regards to this past year's game against the Rams going into the overtime. If we get the ball first, we were confident that we were going to score first.
Give me
What
the
do
ball.
What do they
Give me
do?
the ball.
Give me the ball. And it's because they've been in that position before and they be prepared.
Right.
And the practices and the games, the practices leading up to the games has prepped them for that.
Right.
So the preparation you put into calling those for sale by owners exceeds the amount of anyone else has put into for sale by owners right now. So your preparation has got that confidence up for you, which has ultimately exceeded you to set 10 physical appointments. So it's
Well,
all
it's not
about
only that, but she runs that play, the
Every time.
exact same play,
every time.
and it works. It wins. She wins with it all the time, like on a way higher percentage. Here's my question: why don't other people just do that?
They're scared,
They're fearful.
confident.
I don't.
confidence.
I
think
that's
it's leadership. I don't think we're leading them to do it because the play's easy to run, right? That's not a hard play to run. It's ignore pivot. We have the script. It's written out. Why can't we have everybody for 2 hours run that exact same script, company-wide? Leadership.
Why don't we issue a Fizbo challenge?
We haven't done it yet.
Fizbo challenge one day. Let's do
Let's
it.
just make everybody do that script for 2 straight hours on the phone.
Yeah, okay.
Can't do anything
We
else
can do
but
it
that.
next week
You
Tuesday.
hear that? You hear that, real teamers?
Fizbo Day coming at ya.
Mm-hmm.
How many appointments? She set 10 in an hour and a half.
Right.
If everyone just did what she did. So here's the thing, Jamie, why can't everybody just do what you do? just read that same script.
Because they're scared.
It's confidence.
Well, they can't. Well, I think there's a couple things, right? So like,
But they can read the words and
can-
just keep doing it.
Right. They can. They don't want to. But I think that people, because we've had people in our company that have had really good success with FSBO. Zach Louis had really good success. We've had people that do run my script still, but like naturally we find something that works and we're like, oh, this is really fucking good. I'm seeing success. I'm bored. Let me try something new.
Right.
Right. Like that's the problem. Like people are like, I'm sick of making money. I guess I don't know.
People haven't ran that script, been successful, and said, now I'm bored with it.
Why would they stop then? Because it happens. It happens every day.
I think they didn't find the success they were looking for, so they don't continue it.
I think everyone. I mean, I know for sale by owners are raising their hand saying,
How come you still use it?
Because it fucking works and I make a lot of fucking money.
So
doing
how do
it.
you make it work and other people can't make it work then?
I think it. I mean, I internalize the script, right? Like, I don't really. I
What's
don't know
the difference
another answer.
Anthony, what's the difference between her? You hear that script all the time. You teach that script, right? What's the difference when she says it versus somebody else saying it?
she doesn't let the objections get to her. Everyone else lets the objections
But
get
it's
to
just
them.
an ignore pivot.
But they don't, they choose to accept the objection.
Like they try to counter
They
it. They
choose-
give a shit what the words mean.
If it's not a lay down, there's no point. They don't want to overcome that objection.
But it's not like this whole script is not about overcoming an objection.
I
It's just
understand
about
that.
pivoting from that, saying, "Oh, I get your objection. I don't care." And
Right.
so, what do you?
Ask another question.
Right. That's all she does.
They're folding too early.
They just don't keep going. They're
Correct.
uncomfortable to keep going with the phone call and the script, so they stop the script.
I agree.
Is that what happens? Is they don't get through a certain like.
Because you're like, you know, they don't
because-
they don't get the answer they're looking for. So they're like,
But if you're just reading the script,
I
you should
get
just
it.
Go to the next one.
I understand that.
I mean, let's be clear. So for sale by owners, they're typically more abrasive than anyone else that we call, right? Because they already think that they know what they're doing. They think they can sell their house on their own. So Anthony's exactly right. So like they get an objection, they overcome it, or they pivot, they get one, and then they get their third or fourth objection, and they're like, fuck, this is pointless. Okay, have a great day. Good luck. Like,
Right.
they just get fucking scared. Like, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, dude, there's two options when you're calling for sale by owners. They're going to hang up on you or you're going to set the appointment.
Right.
I don't stop talking until they hang up on me. I'll just keep asking them questions and ignoring their objections. They're either going to hang up on me or they're going to let me come over.
Repetition builds speed, right? I think part of the problem that we're facing with FSBOs or anything for that matter is the speed in which we ask the questions or the speed in which we can think of the next question to ask. If we get stuck, we don't ask a question. We're like, okay, have a great day, bye.
There's literally a script in front of you. All you have to do is read it.
I understand. I think that's the problem, though.
Got
Think-
it.
That we don't have, that they don't have
That
the script in
there's
front
not a
of them?
commitment to the script.
There's a lack of commitment to the script.
Right,
So we've
right.
identified this.
Right.
It's a lack of commitment to the script.
Right. And that's a lead. Like, I'm sorry, that's a leadership thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such an easy play to run. It's our fault as leaders to not just stand over somebody's shoulder and go, "Oh no, you didn't finish the script." So on this next answer,
You're gonna
go
finish
through the
script.
script. Right? Like we don't do that. We don't stand behind them and make that happen.
Right.
You hear that, real teamers? We're
We're-
standing over your shoulders.
We're coming for you, buddy.
Yoo-hoo.
But imagine that 2-hour day. If it was like that, a
We're gonna
commitment
try
to
it.
the script.
We're gonna try it on Tuesday.
I can guarantee
crazy.
you that if every
Be
single
annoying to the public.
Yeah, for sure. But if every single person in our world did that just for 2 hours and one day we could set 100 listing appointments by noon, and we'd probably have 2 or 3 agents set the same appointments, and that's
for
okay.
sure.
And that's okay.
For sure.
But I bet you we could set 100 appointments.
We've done it before.
100?
We have
We've done
50
it before.
We have 50 agents dialing. They can't set 2 appointments calling for sale by owners in 2 hours.
We set 100 appointments in a day before
We could do it.
noon.
Yeah, and you never had the party.
Yeah,
That's
you
a different
didn't-
story.
You didn't have the party.
I mean, you didn't have the party.
It's a different story.
Tell us about that.
Telco claimed he was going to have a rager at his house.
I was gonna
If we
have
set
a
100
freaking
appointments, right?
rager at my house. Then my wife just
And
fucking
then he's like,
squashed it.
well, guys, I don't think I can do it anymore. Yeah, you're allowed to swear.
It doesn't help.
Oh, I didn't.
So Toko, a couple weeks ago, you put on a listing workshop.
Yes,
What made you want to do that?
it's a great question. Jamie and I usually talk about my morning phone call with the leadership Monday night before I had my call. And I don't know what really brought it up. Just kind of we were brainstorming ideas, and I said, well, you should do a listing workshop. And then Jamie's like, that sounds like a good idea. And then we kind of brainstormed some ideas of what would be valuable to our agents, such as, seeing the leaders of our company who set the most listings or get the most listings signed, do their listing presentation. Jamie talk about objections and overcoming objections, and I'm talking about power phrases and what words to say to swap out of, your conversations when talking to sellers to make it more meaningful or your potential client. Mm-hmm. And the reason why we did it was to make everyone else better. Continuous improvement is huge.
How do you think it went?
I think it went really well. I'll give it a B+.
A B+.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? How do you think it went, Dave?
I thought it was good. I what I like the most is that they got to see 3 different perspectives and how a listing presentation is run. And the way I learned was plucking from Tom's listing presentation or Danny's listing presentation or whoever's listing presentation and taking little bits and pieces from everybody and then making my own. So I thought it was good.
We got a lot of good positive feedback from it from the emails that we've gotten.
Right.
So it was definitely a lot better response than I thought we were to get, to be
Right.
honest with you.
I'm excited to do the next one.
Me too.
I think
Let me
I
ask
got some ideas.
Let me ask a quick question since I have Anthony and Jamie here with me. We had a vote on who had the best listing presentation, and Devo won, right?
Devo won.
Devo won. It was 7-4.
I heard there was controversy.
There
though.
was.
What was the controversy?
There was controversy.
Chandler didn't announce it until the day after because of something.
Chandler's bitter.
Oh, he was just messing around.
Huh.
It was 7. So Devo had 7 votes. Channy had 5. I had 4.
Correct.
But you want to know what?
No, I don't want to know what. I want to know what I want to know. What I want to know is Mr. and Mrs. Seller. What you guys thought, because we never got your opinions. Man.
It was all a blur. I don't know that. Are you asking who I'd pick?
Yeah. Which agent were
He
you? He
wants another answer. He wants another answer other than the real answer.
Fishing for an answer.
I mean, if you want an answer, you're not going to like it.
Togo dropped 10 votes in the bucket.
Well, the reason why I'm picking my approach is because, or the agent is, fit my personality a lot better.
Devo? Channy. Okay.
Which is what?
Chandler's very direct. He tells you what you like. He's very straight to the point. His eye contact is like he's seeing through you. You know what I mean? And like that kind of it kind of gets me like, I know this guy's freaking serious. You know what I mean? He knows what he's talking
Chandler's
about.
very intense. If you have a
Yes,
conversation with
yes.
him, it
So
doesn't matter if you're talking about a McFlurry.
Right. So
very intense.
Yeah, he's very intense. So I feed off that stuff. I feed off that intensity. I'm like, this guy's gonna get the fucking job done, right? So that's what I kind of like would have, as much as it hurts to say not to Dave or Devo, I would have thrown my cap towards Chandler.
So because of the body language.
Body language,
Okay.
intensity.
Because he mirrors you best.
He mirrors me best.
You see most of yourself in him, which is why you like his the most.
It's good. I wouldn't go. I mean, sure. Yeah. Chandler's very passionate, intense dude. Yep.
He is.
And very
Jamie?
freaking smart.
I don't know how I would. I don't know. I don't have a feeling either way because I know
You
that.
have to pick.
Can I finish talking, Togo? I know that I'd be running the listing for all 3 of them, so I would have got the job done, so it wouldn't have really mattered.
Politically
But
correct answer.
But like,
True.
what I wanted to say before you cut me off is just like everyone's
I put my hand in your face. like
everyone's listing presentation is very, very similar, right? Very similar. Like, these dudes have hung out, studied their listing presentation together. They all gave us the same example, right? When they were talking
the
cars. Everyone talked about, what would you do if you had a car that was worth $45,000? The other one was listed at $40,000, but they both had the same features. Which one did you go for? Well, obviously, the one for $40,000. Well,
Same analogies.
that's what determines the value of your home or the price of your house when a buyer walks through your house, right?
For sure.
They're all very similar. So that's what it comes down to. Then so very similar versus then you go towards personalities. I had to go off of what I felt more. I go off of feelings, right? and Shanny just hit a chord with me,
Just goes to show you, mirror and matching is very, very important, right? If I would have done, Kevin would have maintained eye contact with you more or done something more along those lines, then it would have made a much tougher decision for you, right?
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Chandler was the clear winner for you in your eyes because he maintained that eye contact with you.
Eye contact is very important to me when I'm handling business. Yes,
for sure. Anthony, what did you do? What did you do before you came to Real Team?
I worked at United Wholesale Mortgage for a year and a half.
Okay, what did you do there?
I was a AE there, account executive.
And what did you do?
I had brokerages, mortgage brokerages all over the country, and my job was to sell them on using my services, such as my programs, my rates, my database, and get them to see the value and using, getting their deal to the closing table as fast as possible.
What did you do way before you were in a professional setting?
I played college football.
Oh, hello. We have a phone call?
Hello? Is somebody joining us right now?
Hello.
Oh, hello. Is this Danny?
This is Danny.
Oh,
Hello.
hi, Danny. How are you doing? How's Traverse City?
It's treating us well.
Yeah? Where are you at right now? Can you describe your
Say
surroundings?
hi to Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Rach. Hi, Rach.
Rachel made the podcast.
What are you guys doing in Traverse City?
Well, can you hear Rachel?
No.
No.
No, you can't hear Rachel.
She's because
I
she's
don't know,
not talking.
holding,
she's just laughing.
She's holding her ear pod in her left ear, like talking into it like it's a microphone.
It doesn't work when you take it out of the ear.
Disregard her.
Oh, man.
We're sitting here at a bar, the Franklin, and drinking a brewski, to be honest with you. And she has a chocolate martini, I think it is.
Martini.
Sounds amazing.
Sounds fancy. James Bondish.
So, Danny.
Hi, Tom.
Oh, hey. So we got Toko on the show here, and I know you're passionate about the passionate Mr. Toko. So we were just hoping that maybe you could do some goal setting with him live right here on the podcast.
I knew I got a pen and paper for.
He's got a pen and paper in his hand right now. And we're just, imagine we're in greatness coaching right now, and you've got to give him his top 3. And I'm talking, here's the thing, Danny. You got to give him his top 3 for the next 5 years out.
I gotta walk now. I gotta get up. I gotta get
Okay.
here.
I know. You weren't ready for this.
Hold on.
That's a great
We're
question.
gonna lose Rachel. She's gonna be talking into that thing. It's not gonna work, but it's gonna be okay. All right. So, say that one more time.
So imagine
3 what?
you're in greatness coaching, and you've got to assign the 3 action items. But these action items for Anthony, they have to span over the next 5 years. So it's a very long-term action items, 3 action items over the long-term 5-year horizon.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi, Danny.
Man, you have a nice radio voice.
I hear that a lot. No, I don't.
I didn't know you did this often.
No, it's first time, man.
How many times have you done the laugh?
I can't count.
A minimum of 15.
I don't count my laughs.
Ooh, nice, nice. So, Anthony, where do you want to start?
You tell me, man. It's your question, not mine.
No. Come on, you're paying for the coaching, right?
I didn't know there was a fee.
There's a fee, man. There's a fee.
All right.
So where do you want to start?
Ask Tom. He's the one who asked you the question. I don't know where to start.
Dear Lord.
I have
a
a question for you, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself with Real Team in 5 years?
Well, I'd hope I would work my way up into a higher leadership role with the company. I see myself going on more listing appointments myself, individually.
That means you'd be an agent.
That would mean I would be helping other agents get listing appointments. Yep. I'll be getting listings. Yes. That's what that would mean.
You want to do that?
Do I want to help agents get listings?
Do you want to walk into people's houses and sit down and do listing presentations?
To get me to the next level, I have to do that.
Oh, okay, Danny. Good job on number one. How many
So
times?
number one is list how many listings in a single month, Anthony. So within 5 years, we'll list a minimum of X listings in a single month.
Five is
What
the
is
number.
X?
5 is the number.
No. So like as a company is kind of where I'm going because he's in a leadership. He's more in a global focused role that I see. His individual attention and growth and listings will help. But, right now we've always had that 100 number.
Correct.
We will smash that within 5 years, obviously. Right, Anthony?
Yes.
So what's the number? Is it 200? Is it 300?
I would say
400?
200.
Okay.
How many?
200.
There you go. There's one. So number 2, Anthony. What area of life are we looking at?
Fathership. Fatherhood.
Father.
Fatherness.
My favorite.
And, yeah, so this is all you. You tell us what that action item is.
I don't know what that action item
Bruno,
looks
Bruno
like.
will be what?
It'll
7?
be 7.
Me.
Wow.
7. It's gonna be a bowling ball just running
That'd be
kids
what?
over
Is
in
that
soccer.
second? Is that second grade? First grade? It's second grade.
Second grade.
Yeah, first, second. Yeah.
Yeah, second grade.
In 5 years,
What do you want to mold this young man into?
I want to mold my son into a but ultimately just want to be able to be a good role model for my son and show him the path to success, or to show him the path of living a good life and being fulfilled.
And how are you going to do that?
Pretty good.
I'm working on it every day. I work on that every single day. I'm going to do that by doing the things I say I'm going to do. By also, I don't know how serious I should be because you guys are laughing. I don't know what's going on.
I'm laughing because Tom just smoked his whatever the fuck that was while we're sitting in this room.
It's a cigarette. It's all right. But I don't know. No, I mean, like, how am I get my son to do those things? I look at it as like, how many parents want their kid to be like themselves, right? And I can probably guarantee that a lot of them wouldn't raise their hand, right?
We want them to be better than us.
Correct. You want them better than yourself. So I want my son to be better than me, of course. So whatever is better than me, I'm willing to do whatever it takes for my son to be in that position.
Fair enough. Let's talk about Anthony's physique over the last.
Me.
Oh,
God, the guy looks great.
Yeah.
He's got a washboard right now.
He
No, I
really
don't.
does. Those
No, I don't.
V's.
Dude, you're going to be wearing spandex in the gym in no time. I can just feel it.
I'll never wear spandex in the gym, dude.
The leotard.
Sweatpants, sweatshirt, long sleeve. That's all I need.
Are you wearing a medium right now?
I can just.
It's large.
He's in a medium for
Thank
sure.
God it's a large. Thank God it's a large. It drives me
So
nuts
over the
wearing a
next
medium.
5 years, what's your goal there? Because you've made massive gains here in the short term.
I want to maintain where I'm at, weight wise, and maybe just a little more cut and tone. And I don't know.
What do you do? What are you doing for cardio now? I know you were running for a while. What are you doing for cardio now?
0.
Really?
He just eats clean as
Zero.
he eats like a bird.
Wow.
No cardio right
Crystal
now.
So you didn't get addicted to the cardio
I was for a minute.
because you were loving it. Yeah,
I-
you were running.
I was
you were
all
turning
about
out
it.
really fast miles. Weren't
All
you?
about it. I can still run under 2 miles under 16, no doubt.
That's fast.
I can do that, no doubt.
Hey, man, are you going to sign up for this Tough Mudder or what?
I was just talking to Jamie about it, and
I told him, I was like, listen, we have 6 months to train. We can do it.
We should get the whole company to do it. or as
I'm
many
just,
as
I'm
one.
af- I don't know why I'm
We're just
nervous
warming
of
up here.
injuring myself.
Man,
Sounds like a
Come
limit.
on.
It sounds like a
Are
limiting
you
belief.
serious?
It's
you
ki-
just
it's kinda
fear
like-
just leaked out of
Like
you.
someone
like,
just asked me the other day, "Hey man, you want to go play basketball?" I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to get hurt, dude."
it's because of the tail.
hey,
isn't
do we
it?
have Dave Z on the show or
It's
no?
almost 2 years.
We do. He's just sitting back.
2 years next
What's up,
week.
Danny?
What is he doing right now?
He looks like a professor.
Is he
in a-
ripping a dart or what? I
He's
haven't heard him.
in a plaid shirt. He's just he looks really professional.
Does he have that smile on his face right now?
Yes,
Sure does.
100%.
You love that smile, huh, Danny?
I love it.
Huh?
Huh?
Yeah, there he is. How you doing, David?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Think about Anthony over the last 4 years or so. Where have you seen the most growth out of him?
The most growth out of Anthony.
You can be brutally honest. More honest, the better.
I mean, the guy's passionate about whatever he goes after, right? So like, if it's not growth, it's consistency. Like I would say that Anthony's very consistent in his actions every single day and just never, ever, ever stops. So I would say his consistency is his number one attribute.
Thank you.
Dude, that motherfucker is literally at the gym every single morning by like 4:56. And it's not most of the time, it's every single day. It's hard to do. I can't do it. I'm 5:04 or 5:07. Dude, it's 4:57 every day.
Like clockwork.
Machine. Can I answer that same question?
Hell yeah.
I've no. So I met Anthony. How old were you, Anthony, when we met?
23.
You're 23. This guy was a terrible salesperson. He was so bad. He was like, he thought that sales, and a lot of our new people get this way, but he thought that sales was like being really, really, really nice to people and getting them to like you. And yeah, that's part of sales. But like when you like hang your hat on that, like that's what Anthony did. He was the nicest guy and he was a super hard worker. He worked his ass off for every deal he ever got, and he just like worked people into liking him. But I think the biggest like growth I've seen in Anthony is I put him in the category of a fucking stone cold salesman now. Like his sales skill has developed 100% since you were 23 years old.
Thanks, Tom.
Like
10 years later.
well, yeah, but now like you have the ability
Yes.
to get on the phone with somebody, understand their exact environment they're in, mirror match them, and then make them take action. You do that now.
Without even thinking.
Right. And it's like that's what I've seen develop the most out of that guy is his sales ability is through the roof.
Thanks, Tom.
For sure.
For sure.
All right, Danny, we'll let
Well, guys,
you go.
much as I
Drink
love a
drink
podcast,
away.
Yeah, it's that time.
All right, well, have fun. Have
All right.
have like 10 for me, will ya?
You got it.
Bye,
Have
Danny.
fun, guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Bye.
All right, moving on. Dave's got a few questions for Toko.
Oh,
So, Anthony, what is the most challenging part of your job?
getting everyone to buy in,
What do you mean?
like to the big picture,
Which is?
whatever their big picture may be.
Theirs, like as in what the one they own. Why do you think that they're not buying into it?
They're afraid
Of
failure.
Are you?
Yeah.
So how do you get past it?
The feel of failure motivates me because, yeah, I've been in situations before where like I've been the underdog. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I've always been the underdog. You know, like, and the underdog is supposed to fucking lose, right? Underdog is supposed to fucking lose. So I know in the position that I've been in, being the underdog, majority my life, I'd feel like, I always have something to prove. So if I know if I have something to prove every single day, which is to not be the underdog or to beat the other team or the other guy across from me, or which is if the other guy is me that I'm facing in the mirror, I got to beat that guy because that other guy is telling me that I can't do something or you're not good enough. So the feel of failure motivates me to not listen to the other voices in my head or the other experiences I've had in the past. Like I got a lot to prove.
Toko versus the world.
Me against the world.
Why do you feel like you've been the underdog?
Why?
Yeah, like because
It's true. It's true. Someone's always coming for my starting job, whether it was football, whether it was basketball, whether it was wrestling. Someone's always coming after your weight class. Someone's always coming after your starting job. When I played high school and I went to college, like there's 2 or 3 running backs who are just as good, if not better, right? So the guy that prepares the most and has confidence in the plays is going to play, right? So when I was a senior in high school, I had a guy who played football for the Navy and a guy who was 6'2", who ran a 4.40. Who played the most?
you.
Me. So,
But you weren't the underdog. You were the starter.
no, not at first. I had to work my way up. I had a junior in front of me, too. I had an all-state junior in front of me. And then when I came to my senior year, I'd be like, you got Jeff DeLiz and you got Jamaris Miles in front of you. Okay. I could have went to another high school where I was supposed to go to have it all handed to me. But I went to a different school where I knew I would be working my ass off to get a state championship, which is what I wanted. I wanted a state championship more than anything. And I just putting in the work and having passion for the sport or just having passion for what I want in life is taking me to where I'm at right now. And I'm not done.
How much do you miss football?
I miss it a lot. I mean, like, I never used to miss it as much as I have been lately for some reason. I don't know if it's because Travis is in the office. He's coaching Eisenhower football, and he's talking about plays and stuff, and it kind of gets me going because, like, I don't like to look back at my football career that much. But I love football, and I'm glad it's back.
Game on tonight, right?
That's right, baby. Chicago, Green Bay.
Let's go. All right. Why did you pick Real Team? And why do you and then as a follow-up, why do you stay with Real Team?
Well, it's a great question. Why Real Team? I don't need to go through my whole story, do I?
No.
No.
So, I mean, it's the big picture with Real Team. I know when I initially sat down to interview with Tom and Danny, like I told them yes, then we're going to work at Real Team, and then
I remember that.
I got offered a job.
I remember
within my current job at United to
I remember
get
that.
a $45,000 salary. I'm like, oh man, what I could do with just $45,000, man, I could maybe, be a little more comfortable than I was. And then after telling Tom and Danny that, and then it not sitting well with me, I called Tom. I'm in the parking lot in my condo. And then Tom just told me, he's just like, yeah, I was just talking to Danny. He just said, you just weren't seeing the big picture. And I was just like, well, that doesn't sit well with me at all.
Yeah, you what a sucker you are, man. He sold you, man.
I'm like,
salesman sold your ass.
I'm like, dude. I got to talk to Emily.
Nice job, Tom.
I got to talk to Emily, Tom. I go, let me call you back. After I heard that big picture, I knew I was going to be missing out on something if I didn't take this opportunity. And, Tom and I have been in contact for how long throughout the years of Quicken Loans, and, Tom saw me, heard my struggles, the times he was telling me about the ISA position, and I'm at Myers in the middle of the freaking aisle, grocery shopping, bawling my eyes out because I'm not making any fucking money. And Tom's telling me to, you got to come be an ISA man. You'll be really good at it. And I'm like, well, there's not too many people that have done this role before. He's like, no, but you'd be really good at it. I'm like, all right. I trust Tom. Trust Tom with my life. You know what I mean? So after
I wasn't selling you, by the way.
no, you weren't selling me.
believed
Yeah,
it.
I know you did. You were.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
think
knew
you were
you'd be
selling.
good at it.
I didn't know you weren't selling me on anything. So
you were selling him a little bit.
no,
No, I knew he'd be good at it.
No, I knew they weren't selling me
We
because
worked together a long time.
Yeah, we worked for Tom.
For me to say that, like, I knew he was leaving like a 9-to-5 W-2 job with insurance and all that to like go take a chance on himself with us. I was like, I knew he'd be good at it.
And that minute I hung up the phone with Tom, I talked with Emily, like, hey, Emily, I think I'm making a mistake. And then, as my wife supports me 100%. And any decision that I make with regards to career or finances and whatnot, she's got my back. So, and then ever since then, it's been,
No. She came in.
She came in the interview after that,
like,
though.
we're trying to hire Toko.
Before that.
He was like, well, yeah, I kind of want to work there, but you got to interview my wife first.
Yeah, you got to come.
And I'm like,
you got to talk to Emily.
What?
Yeah.
So Emily came
didn't know
in.
about that.
And
You didn't know about that?
Oh, man.
she
Oh,
came in
yeah.
and interviewed me and Danny. She's like,
Wow.
So what's this all about?
She's like, she said, what's your conversion? And you're like, Tom and Danny, like, that's a good question. They started, got their calendar or their calculator. I'm like,
No wonder conversion's such a big thing.
I go,
now.
that's why I brought her to this interview. But like,
that.
Tom was invited to my wedding. You know what I mean? Like, I was making a decision, like, I need to make a decision for my wife because before Real Team, I was making $18,000 a year, which wasn't much. So I need to do something for my family, my job. I need to make sure I'm doing the right thing for my future. And this is it. And you asked, why I'm not going to leave Real Team. Well, I mean, there's not too many places where you can work with people that you consider family. You know what I mean? Like when I work with Tom, Danny, Jamie, Dave, Chandler, Michael, my own brother, Michael, Rocca, Steve. I mean, you guys are all my family to me, man. Like, you guys ask me to do something and ask me how high you want me to jump. You know what I mean? Like, when you're working together with family and you're working together for a bigger picture for everyone else's big picture, like, everyone wants the best for each other in our company. And I truly believe that. I truly, truly believe that. Everyone in our company wants the best
We're all on
for
the
everyone.
same boat.
We're all on the same
And
boat.
we burnt the ships.
We burned them.
We're all in the same boat. We're just out at sea.
We burned them.
And
another thing, I've been with the company for a little over 4.5 years, and I used to hate people saying, "Oh, I never feel like I go to work. I love work," right? Ooh, I don't feel like I go to work every day. I love it. Well, like that's how I feel about Real Team, dude. Like I've never felt like I've had to go to work. I come here and I do what I need to do with the people I enjoy to do it with the most, and it makes it so much easier. 100%. And the support that we have and the growth that we're having, and then like everyone being on the same page to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, Dave wants to accomplish, Jamie wants to accomplish, Tom. Like, you're not going to find that anywhere else. You're not. And if you think you are, you'll find out the hard way, like I did.
That's a great answer.
I know.
That was a great
Thanks
answer.
for sharing, man. All right, so fire round. So we're going to ask you a really, really rapid fire questions. You have to answer them instantly.
You have to answer within 5 seconds. No thinking about it.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Barry Sanders, Walter Payton.
Walter,
Why?
sweetness.
Come on,
Never die easy.
go for it.
Stir fry versus chewing steel.
Chew steel.
Why?
I love it.
You'd rather chew steel than eat?
Over stir fry, yeah.
Where'd you come up with stir fry?
I don't know.
He loves stir fry.
It's a decent meal, but it's a healthy choice.
hardest thing you've had to do in the last 24 hours.
Argue with my wife.
Did you win?
Pending.
Hop slam versus golf.
Golf.
Last but not least, and listen to the whole question. Home Alone versus Forrest Gump, a.k.a. Snakes versus Bubba.
Forrest Gump's my number one movie of all time. It's
For
number
sure.
one.
Over Home Alone.
Over home, it's number one on my books, on my movies. Number one.
You reading any books right now, by the way?
I am reading that investment book by Brandon Turner. I'm almost
Okay.
done. And I'm
Rental
downloading,
Properties.
rental properties. Yep.
That's one of your goals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How's that coming along?
The book or actually buying them?
The book.
The book's going good. I got to read it again for sure because I got to take some notes. There's a lot of
There's a lot.
yeah, stuff I need to take some notes on.
That's a good book for anybody who wants to work with investors or wants to be an investor themselves. You'll learn a lot from it. And once you can speak the language of investing, you'll start attracting more investors your way. Jamie, you got anything else for Mr. Toko here?
I think that's all I got. Thanks for coming, Toko. Was it as bad as you thought?
No, I am excited. I want to come to all of them now.
I think we could take him on as like a like one of the rotating like
Co-host?
permanent co-hosts.
I love it.
I like that idea. All right, well, we love you, buddy.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for
I appreciate
coming.
you guys. Thanks for
man.
having me.
Next podcast is a surprise for all of the listeners out there.
Ooh.
A surprise.
A surprise.
Ooh.
So It's a surprise to Dave and Tom, I guess, too. So.
Yeah, I have no idea what it is.
No clue.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Okay, bye.